What if I told you that there's a card that fits into almost any deck, but nobody plays it? And it's called Monster Reborn. I'm your host, Naughty Nina, and welcome back to my series about technically staple cards that no longer see play. Monster Reborn is among the most generic cards imaginable. You get to special summon any monster from either graveyard with no cost or restrictions. The power level of the card didn't change at all. So what happened? The problem. The funny thing is that Monster Reborn wasn't really Powercrept by another card. There isn't some generic spell that does exactly the same thing, but better. Instead, it was Powercrept by the deck-building philosophy. Nowadays, when you're building a deck, most cards fall into one of the four roles. There are starters that get your engine going, extenders and enablers that ensure your starters work, disruption that interacts with your opponent, and tech cards that solve specific problems. And modern cards can often fulfill 2 or even 3 of these roles at the same time. Bysteals can disrupt your opponent while also being extenders and searchers. Kashtira Fenrir can act as a starter while also functioning as a board breaker. Harmonia can disrupt your opponent, take care of their field, and even search into your own engine. Monster Reborn, meanwhile, is technically an extender, but an extender in a very narrow sense. If your starter gets negated, an archetypal extender might allow you to continue the combo. Not all decks can extend with Monster Reborn though, as not all of them create valid revival targets at the start of their combo. The irony. What's funny is that Monster Reborn is one of the most generically compatible cards in the game. It has a very broad horizontal applicability, but very low vertical priority. In other words, you could fit it into 99% of decks, but most of them have better things to run. There have been numerous times when I sat at the deck editor screen with 39 out of 40 cards, but not once did I ever think, let's add Monster Reborn, despite it being universal. And that's saying something. The card itself hasn't gotten worse. The game around it has simply gotten much better at making every deck slot count. Final thoughts. Monster Reborn is never going to be a bad card, perhaps suboptimal at worst. It's extremely generic, but not as generic as a hypothetical draw one spell like Upstart Goblin, but that's a conversation for another video. I also don't see it becoming a universal staple again unless we get a strong archetype that explicitly searches it mid-combo. There's raw shenanigans, but it's quite out there. Monster Reborn never got Powercrept by a more generic spell. It was Powercrept by modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Either way, I hope you enjoyed my yapping. Make sure to like and subscribe, and take care.
You did make sure to subscribe, right?